Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. I'm Chris and you're watching Southern CNC Designs. I need you guys to keep a secret for me, but we're gonna make this sign today for somebody's surprise birthday party. So let's go ahead and get started on it because we gotta get this thing done and out quick. All right, y'all enjoy the video. All right guys, so as I'm just loading this metal here, I kind of want to go over this sign. So a good friend of mine and a co-worker, his 50th birthday is coming up. His wife has requested me to make him like a cool sign that she can also post at his 50th birthday party, which is going to be out by the lake. It's going to be like very fishing themed. She's bought him a bunch of old antique fishery stuff. There's going to be a seafood bowl. I mean, this party is going to be just awesome. So it's really cool to know that this sign is going to be hanging there. And then when the party's done, of course, he can bring it into his shop, hang it up, and have it forever. So this sign really means a lot because this is a really good dude. I think he's going to love it. I love it. She's going to love it. It's just going to be a good one. So you guys stick around. So now that I got the metal up on the plasma table, I like to go ahead and just try to clean it off while I got it here. You know, it's kind of up at waist, height. So I just got a rag here with some like mineral spirits. I'm just going to give it a good cleaning, get some of that dust and stuff that's kind of accumulated while it's been sitting in the shop for the last few weeks. That's it. It's pretty easy. Just give it a good cleaning. We got the air, we got the ground. Let's go ahead and get our razor cut plasma cutter turned on. Right there, we got the air pressure set to around 60 to 65. And then while we're here, we'll cut on the little controller for the Langmuir Systems plasma table. Now that we've got our metal set up, we've got the machine turned on, we've got our ground clamp installed, we've got our air, we've got everything we need machine-wise to get this thing going. If we go over to our table and we look, we can see that our torch is it's kind of way out in the middle of nowhere right now. Because of the last time, that's where I left it. So what I'm going to do is move it to a more front left corner position. That's kind of where I like to work everything from. All right, so I'll drive the Y towards the front, and then I'm going to move X minus over towards us. I'm going to slow that down. That's 300 inches a minute. That's a little, sometimes it wants to bind up by doing that. All right, we're looking good. So we've got our air, we've got our ground, we've got our plasma cutter turned on, we've got the metal squared to the machine. All we have left to do now is to get this file loaded. So it's super simple. Let me show you. So in the fire control software, this little green arrow right here is what we want to click on. So I'm going to click on that. And then I got a file here called Gilbert that I'm going to load. And there's our cut file. So if I zoom in a little bit, you can see the fish. You can see the name Gilbert up at the top, the trees, the water, the cool little saying. Reeling in a big one. Okay, so enough talk about everything. So it's time to get this thing working. All we have left to do now is press this start button right here, and we're going to do that right now. Okay, so we got the sign cut and we've got it taken off of the plasma cutter. Here it is. But man, for a sign that's literally hasn't had any kind of cleaning up, hasn't been painted or anything like that, I think it looks really good. It took a long time to draw this up. Now, I didn't draw all of it, obviously, but I did have to do a lot of modifying, you know, for plasma purposes. Like up here, I kind of had to draw this to kind of intersect with the name at the top, the mouth. All of this was kind of down. I didn't want this fish to be able to flex too much back and forth. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay, so we're probably going to have to finish this up tomorrow. It's getting kind of late in the evening. Everybody's getting hungry, including myself. You know, Dad's got to go fire up the grill and get dinner going, right? So anyway, we're going to pick this up tomorrow. What I've got planned is I will go ahead and clean up this sign quite a bit with the grinder. And then I'm also going to run to probably Marvin's or somewhere nearby where I can get some primer. I don't have any primer. I would go ahead and do that tonight. But we're going to primer this thing. We're going to clean it up. We're going to primer it. And we're going to coat it with some satin. I can't do that. Satin black paint. Good morning, everybody. So this morning I ran to Walmart. I took you guys with me and I went and bought some of this primer. And I got some of this satin black spray paint. I've never used this primer before, but it says it's clean metal primer and that you can use it on bare, painted, or lightly rusted metal. So that sounds perfect because this is, you know, bare. It's not painted, but it's lightly rusted metal. So this might be perfect. Before I can get to applying any of this stuff though, we got to clean all this up with a grinder. So we're going to do that right now. Something I like to do before I paint anything, especially the metal products, is I'll use this stuff. That's all I really got laying around my shop for cleaning, you know, something that might cut any kind of oil off of the top of these signs. So I just get a rag like this, I soak it in that stuff, and I clean it off really good, front and back. Then I get a little torch and I kind of torch it. So I think even a blind squirrel could probably get away with this. So anyway, I've just put that mineral spirits, or what was it? No, it's actually lacquer thinner. I put that stuff on this rag, and all I'm going to do is go around this whole piece of metal and just kind of brush over it, clean it off. So this right here, I've been using this little step ladder as my paint rack. Honestly, it works really good. I can fold it up, I can move it, I can put it up whenever I'm done with it. It's actually pretty handy, and I didn't have to go out and buy any kind of structure or something to hang stuff on that I'm going to paint. So anyway, if you ever got a step ladder just laying around that you know, and you need to paint something and you don't mind getting some paint on it, I don't. This ladder is probably 15 years old. But yeah, so I just like to hang my piece on here, just like that. And now what we can do is I'm gonna get the torch, and we're gonna torch all this metal, kind of burn any of those chemicals out before I hit it with that first coat of primer. I think this tank is almost empty, is why it's screaming like that. I really hope so. Anyway, I hope that's why it's screaming. It's not about to explode. Plus, it doesn't normally like torch out like this. It usually kind of is more of like a straight, you know, jet kind of. But anyway, we just need heat, so it's not a big deal. What I'm noticing too is as I do this, a lot of those fibers from that rag are kind of hanging out. Well, this burns them right off, so you don't have to worry about that either if you use this torch. All right, guys, so earlier I guess I didn't hit record, but I've already put one coat of this primer. This is the clean metal primer that we went to Walmart to get earlier today. Now normally I would take this ladder outside and do all this. As you know, some of you guys may have seen some of my other videos, but here in North Alabama, it has been raining almost nonstop for weeks and weeks. I'm so sick of it, to be honest with you. So I just brought it in here. That way, hopefully it doesn't get rained on or anything, and I don't have to deal with that. So if you're wondering why I'm spray painting in my shop, that's kind of why. And I can already tell on the floor it's getting a little sticky, so I probably won't do that anymore. So, but for now, we're just going to go with it. I'll tell you what, even with just the primer on this thing, that white primer really makes all these little details just pop out, and it looks incredible. Look at that bass jumping out of the water down here. Look at that, man, I'll tell you what, you know, just so you do know, I got a lot of this file from the internet. I kind of had Chat GPT, you know, AI, whatever. But that's only a little portion of it. That kind of gives you an idea. You still have to spend, I probably spent 2 hours minimum in the software trying to draw this thing out to where it will work on a plasma cutter, right? See, you gotta, like right up here where I made the fish, like none of this line stuff was under the name Gilbert. I had to put that line there because I wanted each one of those characters to have some rigidity. The fish, I kind of turned it this way more in the Chat GPT version, it was straight up. So I actually rotated this guy a little more clockwise so that I could get some of his back fins also attached. And all that does is it makes that fish to where it's not just sitting out here with no support, right? So our second coat of primer is pretty much dry now. So as I was mentioning earlier, man, that looks good. With just the white primer on there is making that detail show up really nice. So I am going to move this outside, by the way, because just from doing those 2 coats of primer, like my feet are sticking to the floor. There's actually residue. Like, you know, I figured, I don't know if you guys can see it, maybe over here. You know, I figured a little bit like overspray would kind of get on the floor and it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it was like, that's too bad. So I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to move this operation on outside. It doesn't look like it's going to rain right now, so fingers crossed. Let's get this operation moved outdoors. Hey guys, if you're still watching, I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed making this beautiful sign here with me. I appreciate you guys staying tuned and kind of going through the whole process. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and like the video. And you know, if you want to leave a comment about maybe something I can do in the future or a project that you've been wanting to see how the plasma cutter can handle before you buy a plasma cutter and you want me to try it, be the guinea pig, whatever it may be, you guys just leave a comment below. I really do think my friend is going to love this sign though. I think his wife will love it. They're going to hang it up at his birthday party. It's going to be really cool, man. So I appreciate you guys sticking around and I hope y'all have a great day. All right, bye-bye now.